GPU verse, where we are having our live dialogue episode number 4. So I'm Rudy Shushani, founder of DX Talks, and I'll be your host and moderator for today's discussion. For those who are joining us for the first time, GPU Serve is more than just a virtual dialogue. Each week, we are going live from different cities: Dubai, Bangalore, Abu Dhabi, and the rest of the places that we will be actually growing from. GPU serves host in-person developer and investor gathering. So we're soon also be having another event in Dubai. You know, it's Dubai season of events and blockchain and crypto. So we are really trying to unite founders, builders, and innovators to explore how the decentralization of the compute is reshaping industries. With GPU Serve live dialogues, we take this with every energy that we are trying to really put online and bringing a global community together for those provoking conversations on AI, deepen, centralization, generative AI, and more importantly, on the decentralized compute. Today's theme is about scaling generative AI models on decentralized compute networks. We'll be exploring Gen AI workloads, demands, GPUs, how decentralization networks can offer affordable alternative to compute or to normal cloud compute. And this is what we're going to be discovering of the future Gen AI DAOs and GPU networks. At gpu.net, we're building the decentralized compute layer where everyone can access, deploy, and even work part of their infrastructure in this new kind of infrastructure. Um, I'd advise you to try GPU and then go to dap.gpu.net, launch a subnet on subnet.gpu.net, or join our developer community on Telegram, t.me GPU network. Just search for us on GPU network on Telegram. So today we have amazing guest with us. Um, all right. Um, we have Bob. He's the CIO of PSP Innovations, uh, joining us from Thailand directly. We might be having others join as we move. Suraj also possibly will be joining us within a few next minutes. He's the founder and CEO of GPU.net. I'll be moderating this, guiding you towards this conversation from Gen AI into the decentralized compute. So, without further ado, let's start and let's roll. Um, First, Bob, I'd like you to introduce yourself if you don't mind.
Sure. Hi, my name's Bob. I am based in Thailand. I don't look Thai. We are Thai Indian. We are a decent community in Thailand. So I've been running my IT consulting for the last 18 years. Started with web design, e-commerce. Then I became a Joomla partner. I don't know you guys remember Joomla.
Yeah.
Now I'm a WordPress developer,
OG, OG.
and yeah. So we also do Web3 development, and but my primary focus right now is AI automation for business operations, the boring stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
but is that what
Yeah.
your company is working on currently?
Yes, my main focus right now is on AI,
All
AI
right. So,
solutions.
when you say AI solutions, from which perspective you're trying to solve the puzzle of uh,
Uh,
of this of this change? I think
we,
in today's
yeah.
lovely world.
So two things mainly. One is we are offering AI lead gen and sales automation. Okay. Secondly, which uh, sales and lead gen and sales automation. This is something new, but what we've been doing for the since beginning of the year is AI agents for ERPs. Right? Suppose you have a
For
software
ERPs. Okay.
managing your operations. So our AI agents connect directly to the database, and basically you talk with your database. So we have queries, we have automations, we have AI generated dashboards. So that's our main focus at the moment.
Very interesting. So I want to start with you on the Gen AI workloads and then demand on CPU. We understand that generative AI is a heavy load to train and heavy load to run. So what are you doing towards this? And then the more GPUs you have, the faster processing, the faster time, the faster response. Uh, what's happening there?
We are not actually in a very much in a generative AI. We are more like a data query and generate some context out for the user. So it's more a business model. So we do not really need heavy GPU servers. We
Okay.
are actually using some of the Chinese LLMs that we self-host, right? And we do have some throttling issues sometimes, right? And we resolve primarily by increasing RAM. At this
So it's more
moment, for
about
our
currently
solutions,
about
we
the
don't
RAM at
really.
this point of time.
Yeah, RAM we are using. We don't even need a GPU for our solutions, right? Right now we are using 32 gigs. Okay, quad core, 8 core is okay, and but my team is saying optimum is 64.
Okay, very interesting.
The
Help
content
me
that we
understand
generate,
more because
yeah.
I'm trying to understand the utilization of this GPU versus the CPU versus the algorithm itself.
Yeah. So we created our AI agents are controlled by what we call a MCP. It's a modular
Okay.
context protocol, right? So the various agents are connected to this, and the MCP decides which table of database to go and get the information, which row to go, and uh, we generate mostly either text response, like you're asking, okay, product A, how much stock do I have available, right? And we do need some processing for the AI agents to generate reports, right? Uh, Optimum to have uh, GPU, but for us, because we are B2B and each company may be 30 to 50 users, so it's really not that necessary at the moment.
Not heavy workload.
Yes, it's mostly
Very
data
interesting.
queries.
Okay.
Data
Okay.
queries and queries show the result. It's mostly text.
All right. So I'm trying to figure out how things has changed. I understand your business model, but if we're going into this, you know, uh, cost challenges, because also running large language models, generative AI on the cloud. What's your take on this, and what do you think is the cost challenges that's happening today if we're going full on the cloud?
Yeah, I mean, if you are going full on and you generating multimodal text, like text, videos, images, uh, you seriously need to have a serious GPU power with you, and it really adds up to your subscription cost per month. It costs about $1,000 up. But we have been working on the open source models more, right?
Okay.
So the API cost is not there. But if you do open AI or you do cloud, there is some API cost. So there are two costs, the API and the server. Uh, for us, I think server cost is the biggest expense because we are using only open source. We self-hosting our LLM at the moment.
Okay. And then let's say when you say you're self-hosting LLM as an enterprise and for clients, and you said you're using some Chinese also, was it DeepSeek or others,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
and those still require some GPUs, right?
Very basic one. Just maybe a
Very
16 gig one. One GPU is enough.
okay. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Because really trying to discover how we can, empower users. So you one of the issues that you solved it is by going to Chinese models which require less. What do you think about the decentralization of GPUs in this case?
Yes, actually, I've studied this. My friend is a COO of a DPIN network.
Okay.
Yeah, and I studied. It's pretty interesting. And it's a decentralized network where actually I give you another outlook at it. We used to do cryptocurrency mining myself and a few guys. We bought GPU mining machines, right? That were mining Ethereum, right? And now, even if you mine other coins, you lose money. Thailand electricity is very high, right? The rates are high, and a couple of guys took the mining rigs and put it on a DPIN network, a decentralized network. They rent out the GPUs, and yeah, I think they're doing all right. And so I have some experience in GPUs. I used to have about five rigs. Each rigs had six GPUs, NVIDIA, and yeah, so there's all changed now. People are renting out their capacity to AI providers. Yeah, so I have some
Very interesting.
experience in GPUs.
Very interesting. Um, so you said you had your friend as a CEO who's running Deepen Technologies, and then some
Yeah.
other use cases. Do you
Yes.
think what will be the go-to in the future from this perspective? Will Deepen GPUs or decentralized GPUs will be kind of a big game changer also?
Uh, what I understand from my friend's experience, it's very big in China at the moment. They have what they call, he was trying to explain to me, gamer hotels, right? Where you in the room you have all these gaming equipment, and I think it has a really good future. His project's doing very well, right?
Okay.
And and for gamers is excellent. I mean, I come from the age where I used to send my kids to internet cafes to play games. You know, they would sit all day. So it's a similar concept. It makes a lot of sense, and I think it has good scope. I didn't know much about gaming until my friend told me how big gaming is. It's a huge industry, and decentralized GPU service providers, I think, is a good future.
Yeah. Um, we've seen with decentralization a whole lot of innovation, and this is one of them, right? Uh, where do you think, from your knowledge and then how you're seeing things, and then seeing how markets, you mentioned China, are adopting this. Where do you see that future is really moving with GPUs?
I think it's going to do really well, but a lot of there are a lot of concerns about electricity consumption, right? So I think uh, in the near future they should come up with a solution that takes less electricity. But as AI gets more and more mature and more startups are coming into the picture, I think it's a has a very good future.
Okay, very interesting. Very, very interesting how this whole and then you mentioned compute, you mentioned power. Do you think latency or scaling issues will also be fixed using such a decentralization?
Uh, if you use, I think if it's properly decentralized with proper controls, it shouldn't be a problem. Because when like say when we were mining cryptocurrency, we were using our GPUs, and it was on 24/7 for a few years. We just shut it maybe 2 hours a week to clean it up, right? And that's kind of like a decentralized network also, but we
It
had no
is.
issues. So I think,
It is.
yeah, so I don't think it'd be a problem.
Yeah. Uh, Very interesting to see how this whole innovation is really moving. What do you think about partnerships here?
Yeah, I mean, like myself, I'm partnering with two, three solution providers, right? So nobody can do everything themselves unless you're very big, right? If you're a consultant like me, we are small and medium boutique consultant. We do need to have partnerships, right? And like I sell AI agents for ERP. I partner with somebody who's a ERP specialist, right?
Okay.
And uh, uh, right now I got discussions going on with what's it called? Not ByteDance, another Chinese one. Uh, in Thailand, there's Alibaba Cloud. There's the other one. What's the other one? Yeah, so we are partnering up with cloud server providers that have GPU. Let me find out the name.
Okay. You said you mentioned you're based out of Thailand. If I'm not mistaken, was it they call it the Silicon Valley? It's up north of Bangkok, right? What's the city called?
Yes, in Chiang Mai.
Chiang Mai. Chiang Mai. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think there's a big
Chiang Mai.
move there in the technology field, becoming as part of the world technology hubs. I have so many companies that I know and so many CEOs that spend most of their time building in this space. It's really interesting.
Yeah, the government has relaxed the law. They call it a digital nomad visa, right?
Okay.
So if uh, previously it was really difficult to get visas, but now they relaxed that. So I think you get 2 years multiple entry. Previously, people would come on a tourist visa and they have to leave and then come back in every month. It was such a hassle. Chiang Mai is a favorite place because of the climate, and it's not so
Oh,
crazy crowded like Bangkok. Chiang Mai is
okay.
cooler in the north.
Cooler.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Very interesting. Because I wanted to ask this question for a long time, and then I didn't ask my friends, and then I wanted to see why the tech hub of Thailand is really becoming something. And then now we're talking about decentralization where you can work anywhere in the world. And that's the beauty
Yeah.
of such technologies. Yeah. Um, so
For tech,
that's
also,
it.
there's a very big community in Phuket.
In
A
Phuket.
lot of people are in
Phuket
Phuket.
is more
Yes.
of a beach
That's
lifestyle,
yeah.
enjoying the sun, the activities.
That's south, opposite
That's south.
direction.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Totally south, totally different direction, not just
Yeah.
south in terms.
Yeah.
Yeah. So going back to our little bit, I want to touch point on some privacy stuff. What do you think about privacy in this decentralized world
So,
of data
uh,
centers, of GPUs, of
when I offer my service to clients, I can do on-prem also and on cloud also. Okay. So some of the clients, they're very worried about data privacy, so they don't want to do API. They want to host the LLM. Okay. So if we
which is
go,
totally understandable because today I don't want to
yeah,
give my data to uh,
correct.
even to Amazon, AWS.
Yeah. So people who do that, they're either on-prem hosting or they rent hosting provider in Thailand. Some companies can't have their data outside of Thailand due to
Okay.
privacy issues, right? But generally, uh, people who are they are not so worried about privacy. We use OpenAI, but we put guardrails on the access of data, right? So even accessing of AI agents are all password protected. It's not just that anybody can connect, right? And we do the privacy control by having different API endpoints for different data tables. We don't do the full access of the database. And I don't know when OpenAI and all these companies say they don't train on your data, I don't know. It's still a question mark. Even you put data protection here, there, right? But we don't know. So, yeah, it's something of concern.
It is. And then why is it something of concern? So I guess just to answer the viewers who are available now, why do you think this is something of concern in terms of how they could? Because they
Because what
promise
we
you
do is,
data is encrypted. They promise you that no one can seize it. But even though now with OpenAI, recently Sam Altman did claim that we possibly could send it to the police, right?
yeah. So I work with uh, corporations, companies, enterprises. So it's their trade secret. That's the big worry. The costing, the production flow, because we access the whole ERP. What are the raw materials? What are the inputs? What are the finished product price? What are the selling customer info? So yeah, so we have to really be careful. So what we do is even to log in, we use like authenticator app also, because when our solutions you access the database from anywhere. You can just open your phone and start chatting on WhatsApp. Right?
It's that simple.
So people, yeah. So people who are worried, we tell them, okay, you host the LLM, get a little bit more powerful server.
Very interesting. I get it. Uh, what do you think about, we mentioned a lot of things, and do you think there will be, or GPU.net working as a marketplace for this, for generative AI builders, or even for other use cases? You mentioned a couple of other use cases.
Yes,
What do you
there
think
is a
about the marketplace?
possibility. There is a possibility, especially the in this region, in Thailand, in Southeast Asia, we are having how to say we are a bit behind the Western economies about AI and software integration. So we are having a good demand on servers. I just remembered the name Tencent. My friend works for Tencent.
Yeah.
Tencent, they make games. They also have cloud server. I didn't know that they opened a data center in Thailand recently. So we have now Amazon, we have Alibaba, we have Tencent, and we have Google. So this is recent. So I think there is a good growth in this region.
I think they are the owners of Roblox, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Tencent is a very big in gaming.
Yeah,
Uh,
Fortnite, Roblox. I'm just
yeah,
looking at the names.
yeah.
Riot Games, League of Legends. Yeah, I think.
Mm.
And we just saw a move
In this region,
of EA
yeah,
Games today to Saudi. So there's also some movement in terms of how things are really moving.
gaming may be very interesting. I have a friend. He is in Thailand. We have a national gaming association,
Okay.
and there are 77 provinces in Thailand, but they cluster them into 10 or 20 for gaming association. So my friend is in charge of 7 provinces, and he's telling me there's tremendous growth in Thailand. What he does is basically he finds students that are good in games, train them until they're 18, because games you really can't play until you're 18. Get them fit, get them into a routine, physical, mental, and then he trains them, and they go play in Asian games. And the last time, 2 years ago, the the female team won world championship in one of the games made by China. It's one of Tencent's game,
Yeah,
and
they're changing the whole set. I think the whole scene of the future is going to be played by those big giants. Was it on the east or on the west? And we're lucky
yeah,
at this point to
and
witness, such technologies advancements. And this is where GPU verse is
yeah,
like also creating this new way of how data could be accessed, or new way of how you can really jump into this verse of power, of this verse of computing, because
yes,
whatever we're going to be doing in the future is going to depend on, I have friends of mine, just to give you a small, because we said earlier on, you were mining on some GPU somewhere, you don't know where. Now you can play games in the
in
same, because
Bangkok
those
only.
will demand,
Yeah,
uh, right, a lot of GPUs
yes,
sometimes. And I have friends
yes,
that created their own rigs. So imagine a great network with a great GPU with a heavy hardcore. What it could be in terms of how we gonna be, changing the world in terms of generative AI, GPUs, decentralization, and so on and so on. We are in the beginning of this new wave of
yes,
technology. We're just on the tip bottom of this innovation towards the future. So that's the whole question of how this could be in the next gen of innovation, in terms of how we will be able to create new stuff, create new ways, new policies, new procedures, and new innovations in terms of this AI and the GPUs. So that's why GPU.net is really keen on changing the game of not just the normal game, the game of how decentralization works, especially today with this cost challenging um, and credits and tokens, and money is the main factor of how much we're going to be paying. So here comes a new solution that really changes how data centers work, how decentralized compute works, how decentralized gen agents possibly will be able to work also, because you can run the software somewhere, but the hardware could be anywhere also, in terms of how
yeah.
it's going to be working. So yeah, that's the beauty of such technologies. Um, Taking GPU.net. What's your take on GPU.net innovation?
Uh, I mean, for the GPU, your concept is really good, and I feel there is a huge potential for gaming. Okay, these guys who do deepin or gaming providers, because I just learned recently it's become an official sport that is recognized by Asian Games, by Olympics, and because it's an official sport, more and more money is coming in from the government to encourage people to participate. So I think you're going to have a good. It'll be a good market for you, gaming. I think
Yeah,
so.
and we
I'm
were
not
already
sure.
planning a talk on
Okay.
gaming in the world of also metaverse and in general gaming, and
Mm-hmm.
in 3 weeks' time. So we'll definitely touch base on this, and then we'll see how
Yeah.
it is being facilitated today with this decentralization,
Yeah.
and then how GPUs are really changing the games, the game of gaming, just to look at just not changing innovation, but also changing the game of gaming, because this is a world that is really impacted big time. And then we know today's compute is much needed in those big games. So let's see
Yes.
how this world, uh, yeah. So just taking your thought on in terms of decentralization experience in term, um, and what projects are you working on that are demanding some compute power at the moment? I think mostly you are an integrator or a supporter, if I'm not mistaken.
We develop AI agents for ERPs and CRMs. Right?
Okay.
So we do have some requirement. Tencent is trying to ask me to partner up. So I'm open to look for partners, you know, to do hosting or whatever. So what we do is we just host the LLM and the AI agent on a cloud server, but database is on the customer's server.
Okay.
That's
Always on
that's
a
how we
customer
work.
server. So you're keeping
Yeah,
privacy 100%.
yeah. We just go and access, query and come back, query and come back. That's what we do.
So the data is on a privacy, the compute is somewhere else.
Yes.
Okay.
Most of the times it's like that. Sometimes it's on-prem. That's rare. Once in
Yeah,
a
let me
blue
ask
moon.
you. Yeah, that's a good question, and let me take you somewhere else. How do you
Mm-hmm.
think those companies and enterprises from capex and opex in the AI deployment? How are they kind of playing between what to own and what to operate?
Uh, I saw a very interesting cartoon on LinkedIn some weeks ago. So the manager is sitting with the team. We need AI now in our company. And the staff goes, where? He goes, everywhere. How? I don't know how. When do you need it? Yesterday. So,
It's always yesterday.
in this, I don't know what I need, but I need it yesterday, right? So, this is why most of the projects don't materialize because they don't even know what they're looking for and what are the
So you
KPIs.
are agreeing on the MIT survey that was done about 95% of the AI projects failing.
Yeah, because the structure is not done properly,
Is it?
right?
Is it? Let me
So
ask you,
when
because I see this also, but I wanna pinpoint it to where is the problem? Is it the structure? Is it the readiness? Is it the use case? What, or even is the data?
is three things I would say. One is they want to mostly the vendors who sell the solution they want to make money, right? So they say I'm going to solve everything for you, right? And I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and they collect their money. They don't care success or not.
Yeah.
So I work a bit differently. Like say if your ERP has 5 modules that you want to connect the AI agent to, right? I only start with one first. So you have to have a simple use case, very small use case, so that you get to understand how it can benefit. If I start one shot all 5 modules AI agent, the whole organization will be very confused. So you start small and then you set for this use case what is the success key factors. Then we scale up, right? So you got to start really small, simple use case where we can implement quickly, create a proof of concept, explain the features, the benefits, the savings, and the ROI. Then you gradually move into other modules. Say if you're doing an ERP, so you got to go baby steps, what we call baby steps. And many projects fail because they want to do everything now, right? And either their data is not ready or their team is not sold or they don't really know what they want. So we have to get a clear use case requirement. What are the success factors that they want to achieve for this use case? And then we start working. So we have to get mindset correct first. you know like I used to do a lot of digital transformation, converting companies that use paper to come on a ERP. So we have to really sell the project to the management, to the team, and it's a lot of people management. It requires a lot of people management.
Yeah, I think that's the success of good projects. It's first, it's the people, it's the strategy, it's the readiness, it's the maturity. It's a lot of things in terms of before actually coming in and saying, "Hey, look, this is how it is." It's really interesting to know how this whole world has changed. And when you work on such, do you work on standards now? Is there any standards, or we are in the phase where we are creating the basics of everything?
The standards that I have to follow is the privacy standards, but in an AI community, there's really no standards. Maybe we do have ISO for workflow to work with clients, but as an AI product, right, there's actually no, it's moving too fast to standardize anything, I guess.
Okay. Um, I think there's 42,001, which is kind of giving a high level approach to AI as an ISO. Uh, what do you think about? Is this kind of the beginning of AI management system that could help companies jump into the space?
I really have not studied it, but if they're putting some guidelines, best practices, that'll be really good.
Yeah, I advise you to research it. It's already available. And funny enough, one of the first world certified companies, guess where it is?
I don't know.
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, they're making big leaps in terms of AI, so they need to make it as a standard. So it's really interesting how they are operating.
Yeah.
And by the way, Saudi Arabia internal um, data center scene, and it's called Sadaya, which is for the government itself, is like something way advanced than so many other things because of the centralization. It's totally opposite of decentralization. But there's a lot of government entities that work on this, so that benefits one-time certification, admins, and so on and so on. Suraj, how are you doing today?
Good, good. I was just a bit outside, but yeah, I heard Bob. There's some noise coming at from Bob's end, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
little
it's
bit
a
of
bit.
Give me a second.
from the microphone. It's fine. How are you
Yeah,
doing?
now at least the noise has gone and Bob has gone as well. Doing good. How are you doing?
Excellent, excellent.
I'm back.
Yeah, I think good.
It's my air
Good
conditioner
topic.
making a lot of noise.
Yeah. So very interesting.
Yeah,
Um,
trying to make it more interesting to understand how this whole world of Gen AI and GPUs and decentralization is really working. Trying to discover because we are really a little bit on the contemplation side. We're really early in this phase of implementation. Privacy
yeah.
is very important. Uh, Bob was telling me on his implementations in terms and how they're at one point of time, privacy is the key definition of how projects are really running because they need to create a lot of local secure data and at the same time how they're using Chinese models, open source models. So I think that open source models are something. And then we touched based on gaming, and I told him in 3 weeks we're gonna have a gaming session with gpu.net talking about gaming and understanding how the next compute power for gaming is really going to be facilitated because that's something growing hugely, Suraj, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think the foundation of all GPU business came from the gaming sector. So, especially, I knew there was a time where 2021 peak, it was NVIDIA 3080s, the gaming GPUs, and people were using it to mine Ethereum. And when I say people,
Yeah, I was
means
doing that.
you were doing that, Bob? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, what was your rack setup like?
We had five rigs, each rig six GPUs.
Nice. And how much Ethereum were you mining per GPU? This was 3080, right?
This is where it started.
Yeah, 3080.
Yeah.
And
How much
it,
Ethereum were you
it was
mining per GPU per day?
I was making a ROI of about 3% a month. Whatever
3% a
the
month.
Yeah, it's low because our electricity is very high. Like
Which
Rudy was
area were
saying,
you operating it in?
Thailand, I think.
Bangkok,
Bangkok.
our
Ba-
unit is 13 cents, 4 baht.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
Dubai is
that's a bit expensive.
uh, Dubai is 40 cents. we are
40, 40?
we are Yeah, I mean, we are 4 baht 13 cents here in Thailand, and in Dubai is not even 2 cents.
Yeah.
Dubai or
Correct.
Saudi
Correct.
or
Wow,
even
that's
Correct.
a huge
Correct. Correct.
difference.
so it's
That's the reason actually why Abu Dhabi is now becoming Abu Dhabi. I always say it's shifting from becoming the oil capital to the intelligence capital. And one of the key factors driving this is getting electricity at 2 cents, which beats California, which beats Bangkok, which beats much of Europe. I think in India, Bob, we are still getting at 5 cents, managing it at that level. But yeah, nothing beats UAE in terms of good uh, electricity, especially for mining.
Very interesting. Very
I
interesting.
how nowadays mining you lose money. You can't make money mining crypto with GPUs. But gaming is very huge. When we had 5 rigs, we sold some, and some of the guys converted their rigs to like a DPIN network who rent our
Yeah,
GPUs.
Sure.
Yeah.
yeah.
So instead of mining cryptocurrency, they were just renting out their capacity.
So I'm trying to figure out, Suraj. Suraj, I think your background was gaming rather than also crypto.
My background is actually physics.
I know, I know, I
So
know. But in terms
Physics.
of starting into the world of decentralization, what did you
yeah.
start from the gaming side or from the crypto side, and then you
So we were
converge into?
actually building 3D generative AI, which is
Okay,
like we saw uh, text to text, we saw text to images. Midjourney was doing very great, and we said, okay, let's build text to 3D. Okay,
okay,
so that actually the use case of that was in gaming. We did speak to some of the big industries, Roblox, Minecraft. We did speak to some product managers there, but yeah, we ran short on GPUs for building that scale of 3D generative AI.
yeah,
I heard
very
that
interesting.
China going to start making their own GPUs also.
Yeah, yeah. After all this choking, blocking NVIDIA GPUs for China, I think China just said, let me make out a clear 3 year roadmap to beat NVIDIA. And I think they do have some Huawei chips are very good for your phone. Now it's only a matter of
Yeah.
time when their chips will become
They
good
will change
for,
them. Yeah, definitely.
yeah, yeah. So
We've seen a
that's,
huge jump in the Huawei phones. Yeah, that was like a shock for the world.
they're really better.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I've used the Samsung Fold versus Huawei Fold. The phones are much better, much better.
Interesting. I
Chinese,
want the Huawei
like I
phone.
was talking,
It has 3 folds.
Yeah, I know. That's why I want it.
three phones now.
Yeah,
So basically becomes a tablet. When you fold it
yeah,
out,
Exactly.
you don't need a tablet.
yeah.
Exactly. The
Yeah.
hands in your hands. And that's the beauty of those technologies.
Yes.
Cool.
I've
I
been
think
using a few Chinese LLMs also, not bad.
no, no. I mean,
And
DeepSeek just started the thing. I bet we are going to see a big, big 10x of this coming out in the coming days.
Coming days?
I
Yeah,
pref-
yeah.
I prefer using Alibaba. Alibaba has Quen, quite mature.
Okay.
I think
Versus
better.
DeepSeek?
Which
Yeah, I
LLM
think
have
it's better
you
than
used
DeepSeek.
from Alibaba?
Quen
When?
is
When?
When?
QWEN.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Quen.
So it's good
It.
for coding applications or
I
what
mean,
kind of?
we have used Quen for to build AI agentic AIs, right? And we use Quen. That's all right. Our developers and even DeepSeek, even in their white paper, previously said they're not ready for major enterprise implementation yet. But that's a couple of months ago. Who knows today? So we are just stuck with Quen.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
Very
Cool. I
interesting.
think Rudy, I'll let it be back to you. I'm a bit
Yeah,
outside, and
sure. Enjoy.
let you guys continue. Okay,
Yeah,
guys.
have a good one.
Bye.
Peace. Ah,
Okay.
thanks, Suraj. All right. So I think that's it also for us. We're reached the end of this interesting talk of how GPUs are really changing the world and how generative AI is really coming into a different world. So it's a new concept that's even going to a newer concept now with utilization of decentralized GPUs. So I don't want. I just want to
Yeah.
give you the last minute if you want to close on it, and then we'll take it from there.
Thank you for having me on. Great to learn about GPUs, deepin, kind of out of my specialty, so I'm learning new things. And yeah, and I think there's a good future for deepin or decentralized GPU, especially in gaming. I think gaming is going to come and really take up all the capacity.
Yeah, we need to figure this out soon. Thank you,
Yeah.
Bob.
Yep.
Let's thank you for guys for this engaging discussion, and really don't forget to join us on all our social platforms. Um, we're
Sure.
turning. Thank you for turning in on live GPU verse on this dialogue.
Yep.
Compute is the new commodity. Own compute, own dollar GPU. Uh, if you want to
Awesome.
try this application, dap.gpu.net, launch your subnet, subnet.gpu.net, and join, most importantly, our global economy or community, sorry for that, on Telegram by searching GPU network. And also remember the first 30 live attendees today, they will get 5 hours complimentary GPU compute. So begin deploying, training, and experimenting as we move. This is just the beginning. We'll continue both offline and online, and then we'll be seeing you definitely in different events. Thanks once again for this amazing talk and for being with us on this journey. Until next time, keep building, keep innovating, and always think GPUverse. See you later.
Bye bye.